Okay, despite the fact that the seller claimed it was shipped, it never came. Let's talk through what you should do as a buyer. First of all, bear in mind that USPS, the Postal Service, does not provide real-time tracking except with express mail. So the tracking information that you've received through eBay or through their e-commerce site may be accurate information, but it may not be timely. Usually it's scanned at the time of delivery only, unless it's an express mail package. Be sure you're allowing ample time for things like media mail and parcel post, both of which take much longer. If you're in a U.S. territory and you're not on the mainland, such as Hawaii, Puerto Rico, Alaska, and different places, please allow a lot more time and be kind to your seller because they can't always control the amount of time it takes for you to receive the item. As long as they've provided you with a valid delivery confirmation number or tracking number, then go ahead and be patient while that shipment arrives. For cross-border shipments, give plenty of time. That parcel will need to go through customs as well as be cleared by a customs officer before delivery. If you still feel you're not getting anywhere by contacting your seller directly, you can open a dispute, and I'll go ahead and show you that in a moment. You'll need to start that process within 45 days of making the payment. You have 20 days after you open a dispute to work it out informally on the dispute console, which means that you and the seller are working it out directly, although you have filed a claim. Then you will need to escalate it to PayPal management within that 20-day window, or it will automatically be canceled. So if you don't feel like things are working out with the other party and the seller's not cooperating or communicating, you can't wait till it closes before you go ahead and escalate it. You'll need to do that beforehand. If an item arrives broken, you might consider asking about insurance from the seller because that may be your primary coverage and not PayPal buyer protection. Be sure you take photos of items if they arrive broken or significantly not as described. Now, I'm going to walk you through a couple things. The first one is I want to go to the eBay website, and because a lot of folks pay with PayPal on eBay, I want to show you the process of starting a dispute. I actually have an item that didn't arrive, and I make notes on my eBay account when an item does arrive, so I'll know which ones are still pending. So here's an item that didn't arrive yet, and I'm going to go ahead and resolve a problem. I'll click on the Resolve a Problem link, and you'll see some topics here, and you can go ahead and indicate what's happened, which is my item hasn't arrived yet. Then you can go ahead and report that you did not receive your item, which is right here. And I get a reassuring comment from eBay that says, eBay buyer protection has got you covered. We're here to help. So I'll scroll down and I'll click Open a Case. Now you can go ahead and follow along with the form. Did the seller try to help you with the problem? Are you currently trying to work it out with the seller? And you can say no. Explain what happened in your communication with the seller. No proof of shipment has been provided yet. Enter a phone number where we can reach you. And can we share your number with the seller? Yes. And how can we help you? I still want the item from the seller. And go ahead and open a case. You've opened a case for your transaction, and you can click here on the Resolution Center, and you'll see the information right there. If you'd like to, you can go ahead and click here to see the case details. At this point, you can add a message, or if you've resolved the problem with the other party, you can go ahead and close the case. You can see right there in the center of the screen, there's links for both of those actions. There's another thing that you can do, which is you can contact the other party by telephone. If you want to call them, you can go ahead and click Advanced Search, and then use this form over here, Find Contact Information. You can find the contact information by entering the user ID of the member and then the item number of the item that you're concerned about. Let's go through PayPal and look at the dispute resolution process here. You click on the Resolution Center. And then in order to open a case, you go over here to Report a Problem, and then you click Report a Problem right there. Indicate the type of problem you're having, in this case an item dispute. Then find the transaction ID by clicking this button right here. Once you've done that, you can click on one of the transactions that you need to dispute, and it'll be automatically populated into the form, and then you click Continue. Now you have a chance to indicate what the problem is. In this case, you can say if you haven't received the item or if you received it, but it was significantly not as described. Once you select that, you'll click Continue, and then you'll see that dispute in the Resolution Center. If an item has insufficient tracking, usually a payment will be refunded to you because PayPal will go ahead and find in your favor. Please remember to check with a neighbor in your neighborhood, as many parcels are dropped behind fences, on porches, and with neighbors. The seller is only responsible if he or she failed to meet the terms of the agreement, not for packages that have been stolen off your porch. Work with your seller before starting a claim, and if you trade on eBay, request their phone number and be sure to reach out to them by phone first.